What if your containers could survive anything? Blistering summer heat, heavy downpours of rain, weeks of being completely forgotten and not watered, and still come out the other side looking absolutely beautiful and blooming their hearts out without missing a beat? That is not a fantasy. That is exactly what happens when you fill your containers with the right hardy perennials. And today I am giving you 5 of the toughest, most resilient, and most beautiful container perennials on the planet that will survive heat, rain, and neglect and keep looking stunning through absolutely everything life and the weather throws at them. Welcome back to the channel. It is wonderful to have you here, and if you are joining us for the very first time, then welcome. Today's video is short, it is packed with value, and it is going to completely change the way you think about choosing plants for your containers. Before we get into these 5 incredible hardy perennials, please hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming gardening videos. Now, let's go to the video. Brief problem setup: why the topic matters. Now let us be completely honest about something that every container gardener has experienced at one point or another. Life gets busy, the weather gets unpredictable, and containers that looked beautiful at the beginning of the season can very quickly start looking stressed, bedraggled, and disappointing when the conditions get tough or when attention gets redirected elsewhere. Scorching summer heat waves dry containers out in a matter of hours. Weeks of heavy rain can waterlog roots and cause plants to collapse. And a holiday or a busy period at work can mean containers go unwatered for days or even weeks at a stretch. Most plants simply cannot handle all of those challenges, and that is the real problem. But the 5 perennials on today's list are genuinely different. They are plants that have been built by nature to handle adversity, to bounce back from neglect, and to keep performing beautifully even when conditions are far from ideal. These are the container perennials that will never let you down, no matter what the season throws at them, and knowing which plants they are is one of the most valuable pieces of gardening knowledge you can have. Let us get straight into it. Starting our list at number 1, we have sedum, also known as stone crop. Sedum is at the very top of this list because when it comes to surviving heat, rain, and neglect in a container, there is simply no other plant that does it better or more gracefully. Sedum is a succulent perennial that stores water inside its own thick, fleshy leaves, which means it carries its own internal water supply that it draws on during dry spells and periods of complete neglect. Forget to water it for 2 weeks during a summer heat wave, and sedum will shrug shoulders and carry on looking fabulous. Subject it to heavy rain and waterlogged conditions, and the thick fleshy leaves that store water so efficiently in dry times also help the plant manage excess moisture far better than most other container plants. Sedum comes in a wonderful range of colors and forms with upright varieties, producing gorgeous flat-topped flower clusters in dusty pink and deep rose in late summer and fall, while the ornamental succulent foliage provides beautiful color and texture interest throughout the entire growing season from the very first day of spring. The key benefit of sedum in containers is its absolutely unrivaled combination of drought tolerance, rain tolerance, and neglect tolerance that makes it the single most indestructible container perennial in existence, while simultaneously being genuinely beautiful and ornamentally outstanding across multiple seasons. Coming in at number 2, we have Echinacea, also known as coneflower. Echinacea earns its place at number 2 on this tough perennial list, because once it is established in a container, it develops such a deep and robust root system that it becomes genuinely capable of handling almost anything the season throws at it without losing its beautiful flower display or showing significant signs of stress. It is a bold, upright prairie perennial that produces those stunning flowers with raised cone-shaped centers, swept-back petals in rich shades of rosy purple, pure white, fiery orange, and warm coral, and it blooms prolifically throughout the entire summer season, with a consistency and reliability that is deeply satisfying for any container gardener. Echinacea comes from the hot, dry prairies of North America, which means heat tolerance and drought resistance are literally built into its DNA. When summer temperatures soar and containers dry out quickly, Echinacea handles it without flinching and keeps right on blooming. When heavy rain arrives, it handles that equally well. And when life gets busy and watering gets forgotten, Echinacea is one of the very last container plants that will show distress because its deeply established root system gives it reserves that most other plants simply do not have. The key benefit of Echinacea in containers is its prairie-tough resilience that allows it to handle heat, rain, and periods of neglect with remarkable grace, while continuing to produce beautiful blooms and attracting butterflies and beneficial insects all season long. At number 3, we have lavender. Lavender is one of the most iconic and most universally beloved plants in the world, and it earns its place on this tough perennial list because of a quality that is often overlooked in all the admiration for its beauty and fragrance, and that is its extraordinary resilience in the face of challenging conditions. Lavender originates from the hot, dry, rocky hillsides of the Mediterranean region, which means it was born tough and it has been surviving heat, drought, poor soils, and challenging weather conditions for thousands of years before anyone ever put it in a container garden. Heat is not a problem for lavender. In fact, the hotter it gets, the more at home lavender feels and the more beautifully it blooms. Periods of neglect and reduced watering are also completely within lavender's comfort zone because its Mediterranean origins have given it an inherent ability to thrive on minimal moisture once its root system is established in a container. The one condition lavender does need help with is excess moistures, because its roots do not like sitting in waterlogged soil for extended periods, but a container with good drainage holes solves that problem entirely and naturally. The key benefit of lavender in containers is its extraordinary combination of exceptional heat tolerance, outstanding drought resistance, and beautiful fragrant blooms that together make it one of the most reliably tough and effortlessly beautiful container perennials available for surviving everything the season throws at it. Moving on to number 4, we have Rudbeckia, also known as Black-Eyed Susan. Rudbeckia is a tough-as-nails container perennial that combines genuine prairie resilience with one of the most cheerful and most visually uplifting flower displays of any summer-blooming plant, and it is a combination that makes it absolutely outstanding for container gardening in challenging conditions. Rudbeckia produces those bold golden yellow daisy flowers with dark chocolate brown center cones from midsummer right through fall, and it produces them with a consistency and a generosity that is genuinely remarkable given how little it asks for in return. Heat waves that wilt and damage many other container plants barely register with Rudbeckia. It handles intense summer heat with complete composure and continues producing those cheerful golden flowers without any visible signs of stress. Periods of reduced watering are handled equally well because Rudbeckia is moderately drought-tolerant once its root system is established, and it bounces back very quickly from dry spells without losing significant flower production. Heavy rain and wet periods are also managed well by established Rudbeckia plants in containers with good drainage. The key benefit of Rudbeckia in containers is its outstanding combination of exceptional heat and drought tolerance, with a long, reliable season of cheerful golden flower color that keeps container displays looking vibrant and beautiful from midsummer through fall, regardless of what the weather decides to do. At number 5, we have Agastock, also known as hummingbird mint. Closing out our list of 5 hardy container perennials at number 5 is Agastock, and it is the perfect plant to close this list with because its toughness and resilience in containers is matched only by the extraordinary beauty and wildlife appeal of its long-season flower display, making it one of the most complete and most rewarding hardy container perennials available to any gardener. Ack is an upright aromatic perennial that produces long, densely packed spikes of tubular flowers in gorgeous shades of orange, coral, violet, and lavender from midsummer right through to the first frosts of fall in one of the longest and most reliable blooming seasons of any container plant on this entire list. Agastock is a plant of hot, dry prairies and high-altitude meadows, which means heat tolerance and drought resistance are fundamental to its nature in exactly the same way they are for Echinacea. Intense summer heat is not a problem for Agastock. It actually performs at its absolute best during the hottest periods of summer, when the heat encourages the most prolific and most vibrant flower production. Periods of neglect and reduced watering are handled with genuine ease once the plant is established. And the aromatic oils in the foliage provide a natural resistance to many of the pest and disease problems that affect other container plants in wet periods. The key benefit of agastache in containers is its extraordinary three-way combination of exceptional heat tolerance, outstanding drought resistance, and a spectacular long-season flower display that attracts hummingbirds and butterflies to your containers, making it the most complete and most rewarding tough container perennial on today's entire list. And there you have it, 5 hardy perennials for containers that will survive heat, rain, and neglect and keep looking absolutely beautiful through every challenge season throws at them. From the indestructible succulent toughness of sedum to the prairie resilience of agastache, every plant on today's list has been chosen because it combines genuine toughness with genuine beauty, and that combination is the holy grail of container gardening. Life is busy, and your containers should be able to handle that. With these 5 incredible hardy perennials, they absolutely can. Thank you so much for watching today's video all the way through to the end. Your time and your support mean everything to me and to this channel. Final CTA. If today's video helped you discover the tough and beautiful container perennials your garden needs, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with a gardening friend who struggles to keep their containers looking good through challenging conditions. Subscribe to this channel and tap that bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming gardening videos. We have so much more wonderful content coming your way, and we cannot wait to share it with you. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate every single one of you deeply, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, fill those containers with tough, beautiful plants and let them do what they do best: survive, thrive, and look absolutely stunning no matter what.